What's up, YouTube? I just left the gym on this fine Friday afternoon, and I just wanted to give my predictions on the main event we got. We have two of my very favorite fighters in the sport of MMA. We have Derrick the Black Beast Lewis versus Aleksei the Boa Constrictor Oleinik. Man, where do I begin? Classic striker versus grappler match. I gotta express my ignorance here. To be as big of a fan of Aleksei as I've become in the last 3 or 4 years, it's only been that long that I've known he existed, guys. I mean, he fought the majority of his career over in M1 in Russia. And the first I ever saw this guy was, he fought a guy named Pesto. I'm bad with names, but it was the first Ezekiel choke he hit. Not only did he hit an Ezekiel choke, which is a gi jiu-jitsu move that is very difficult to even get without a gi in jiu-jitsu, he did it in an MMA bout, professional bout. Oh, and by the way, it was the UFC. Oh, and by the way, he did it from the bottom of the mount. When I first saw that, guys, I was like, who the fuck is this old bald dude? Started watching tape on him, found out he had like 46 career wins by just submission. Found out he'd been a pro since 97. I was like, oh man, I'm a fan. I'm a big player online on UFC 3, and I've always played the hell out of all the UFCs. And I primarily use Aleksei now just because he's phenomenal. He's just one of a kind. He's an anomaly. And that's why I'm a fan of his. Now, Derrick, on the other hand, is the classic stand and bang, power puncher type of fighter. And I'm a fan of his just because he is a fucking goon. He is the most hilarious, character on the roster, in my opinion. And to break down the X's and the O's and the punches and the kicks, I've seen a lot of improvements out of Derrick's ground game. He has a way of using the fence and his athleticism to stay on his feet. He's actually gotten faster in the last couple of years in the heavyweight division, and he kind of fights in bursts. He kind of explodes, and not only can he knock you out on the feet, but his ground and pound is deadly. And Derrick's keys to winning are, pretty obvious to most. Keep the fight on the feet, blast Aleksei Oleinik into another universe. Aleksei, on the other hand, he has one thing he wants to do. He wants this fight to hit the mat in any position possible, even if it means him being on his back, even if it means he has his back taken. He just wants to be on the ground to work his magic, which is his elite level, crazy, unorthodox jiu-jitsu tactics. Now, the problem with this strategy that I think he's going to run into with Derrick is if they hit the ground, don't get me wrong, Aleksei has the advantage all day. There's a lot of dangerous positions that Derrick can get tapped in, but Derrick's ground and pound is fucking brutal, guys. Fucking brutal. And if he can land some clean shots from any position on Aleksei, I think the fight's going to be done. So in my opinion, Derrick has a much more likely and easier path to victory. Stay out of dangerous positions, land big shots, put Aleksei away. Aleksei needs to create those dangerous positions for him to win. And another big thing that I noticed, guys, that's going to kind of sway my prediction quite a bit last minute was I didn't realize that Aleksei, like I know in the past, he fought middleweight several years ago. He actually fought Chael Sonnen in Bodog Fight, which was an old promotion back in the day. Fought him at middleweight, but at heavyweight, he's consistently weighed in at, the low 240s. Derrick had, he started his career making, the weight limit of 265, but in recent years, or last year and a half, last couple fights, I should say, he's been weighing in at 250. So I'm thinking, we have Aleksei at, the low 240s, Derrick at 250, no gap in weight that's going to make any type of difference. That's not even something that I thought about going into this match. But at the fucking weigh-ins, Derrick looks leaner than I've ever seen him before, and he weighed in at 265 on the dot. And Aleksei also weighed in looking leaner than I've ever seen him at heavyweight. He weighed in at 227, guys. So we have a 38-pound weight gap, which is not uncommon at heavyweight, but I mean, that's definitely a difference, especially when you're dealing with an explosive striker like Derrick Lewis. And if you look, in the past, Aleksei struggles with explosive freak athlete strikers. Overeem comes to mind, Walt Harris comes to mind. So if I'm setting the Vegas odds on this, guys, and again, huge fans of both of these guys, but stylistically, with the weight difference, I got Derrick as a 2.5 to 1 favorite. And for my prediction, I'm going to say Derrick TKO in the second round via big shots, and following that with an absurd interview afterwards. And who knows, we might see, maybe DC wins the strap and retires, and Stipe's out of the title picture for a while because he's been in it for 3 years. Ngannou and Derrick Lewis have that rematch for the strap. That'd be awesome, guys. But anyway, that's my prediction. Peace.